Okay, when you go to the material, when you go to the MRP one view, plan 1000. Okay, here there is a MRP type. So here it is PD MRP. That means this is the one, normal MRP PD. Okay, if you want to do consumption based planning, you have to select the relevant MRP type. So if you take here MRP type, if you go to the different MRP types, the one which we are using is now reorder point, manual reorder point. So that is VB. So when you select this MRP type VB, the moment you enter, see, system is asking to enter the reorder point for reorder point planning. It is asking you to enter a reorder point. Okay, let's say I'll enter my reorder point as 200. I will enter my reorder point as 200. Okay, that means if my stock falls below this 200, then only system will be generating a procurement proposal. So if you go to MRP2, consumption is okay, procurement type is F. Okay, now I am saving this material master. So the moment I change the MRP type, system is asking for a reorder point. Okay, so that's what the reorder point I entered. Now let me save this. Okay, so this is my material. Now I'll post some stock for this material. I'll post some stock for this material. MB1C. Okay, so I'll post some stock directly for this particular new material. Storage location. Okay, what was the material, new material created? Two 2132. Okay, 2132. I'll post 300 stock. Okay, so now I'm saving this. So I'm posting some stock, so now the stock will be 300 liters. Not taking a lot of time. Okay, so your document is posted. Now if you go to our material 2132, now what is our stock? 300. The reorder point we define it as 200. Reorder point we define it as 200. So now if I do MRP, nothing will come actually. /n MD0. If I do the MRP, its system will not generate anything. Even if you go to MD04, it will not be generating any procurement proposals. Okay, so when this stock falls below that reorder point, system will be generating a procurement proposal. Okay, so let's issue some stock. let's issue some stock to a cost center or something. I'll remove some stock, then you will be able to see. So this is the batch, right? This is a batch. Okay, I'll remove some stock. Let's say I issued some stock to a department or a production department or something. Then we'll see what will happen. Okay, so I'll do MB1A. I'm issuing some material, some stock to a particular department. Okay, enter goods issue and cost center. I'm entering 2132. I'm issuing 150 liters of stock. Okay, so the batch number is this one. Okay, I'm saving this. That means out of this 300 stock, I'm issuing 150 liters to a particular particular department. Okay, so it is issued. So now your stock will become 150. Your stock has changed to 150. Now when you execute MRP, as the stock falls below the reorder point, system will be generating a procurement proposal. So now we'll see the MRP run. Now we'll execute the MRP run, MD02. Okay, see now system has generated a purchase requisition. It has generated a purchase requisition. So now if you refresh, see you got a purchase requisition for 50. Why 50 quantity? Because the difference between reorder point and the stock is 50. That is why 50. See, the meaning here, the reorder point is you want to maintain certain stock level in your organization for that particular material. So those kind of scenarios you will be using reorder point. Okay, so system has generated a purchase requisition for the purchasing people. And here, even though there are no other requirements, still system is generating a purchase requisition. Only the reason being stock has fallen below the reorder point. Even though if you have don't have any other requirements like dependent requirements from the header material or something, you don't have anything, still you got a PIR. So this is what the reorder point planning. Okay, so reorder point planning is normally used for consumables. It is used for normally non-production materials. Okay, that means the materials which are not directly consumed in production. Okay, like your consumables. Okay, and then your stationery. Okay, and then your machine spare parts. Okay, so those kind of materials you will be using this reorder point planning. Okay, now the other one is the automatic reorder point. The difference in the automatic reorder point is manual reorder point planning. What we are doing, we are entering the reorder point manually here. If you go to MRP one view, okay, here we are entering the reorder point manually, right? So if you are going for automatic reorder point planning, this one VM, if you go for this VM, what happens is this reorder point will be calculated by the system automatically. System only will calculate this reorder point based on this material's previous consumption. Okay, based on the previous consumption, it will calculate the reorder point and it will update over here. Okay, manual, we are entering here manually. Automatic reorder point planning, system only will calculate and it will update over here. How system will calculate? Based on what criteria? It will calculate based on its previous consumption values. Whatever the material consumed, based on that it will propose. So suppose if you go to this additional data, if you go to the consumption data, here its consumption values will get updated. See, now already I have issued 150, so that's why consumption got updated over here. Like this previous consumptions it will take and based on that it will calculate and then it will update over there. That is the difference between manual reorder point planning and automatic reorder point planning. Okay, so this is all about your different methods of execution of MRP. Okay, so now we'll start with the next one. The next one will be the MRP process control parameters. Okay, MRP process control parameters. Okay, so control parameters for MRP run. So the topics we'll be covering here is what are the different MRP control parameters and what is the processing key. Okay, how the processing key is used and what are the MRP list, how they are generated, and then we'll see planning mode. What is planning mode, how it is performed, and all we'll understand. So these are the topics we'll be covering in the control parameters for MRP run. Okay, so control parameters for MRP run. So when you're executing MRP run, on the screen you will be able to see these parameters. One is the processing key. There are 3 processing keys are there. We'll discuss these things in a minute. Okay, then you have the option of create purchase requisitions. Okay, then you have schedule lines. Okay, then you have to create MRP list or not, that option is there, and then you have the planning mode. So these are the control parameters we have while executing the MRP. So these control parameters also affect MRP while executing it. Okay, so we need to understand what are these control parameters, what is the difference between these things, and which parameter has to be used during which scenario we need to understand. Okay, so what we'll say is, let's go. Okay, so when you're executing MRP, let me go back, /MD02. If I go to MD02, see, so this is the one MRP control parameters which we are discussing. Okay, so the first one will be the processing key. Okay, so processing key, what processing key will do? You define the planning type as regenerative planning or net change planning over the whole period or restricted to the planning horizon. Okay, so that is what the processing key. Okay, so there are 3 types of processing keys are there. Okay, one is NEUPL. Means it will plan all the MRP relevant materials. It will not check for the planning file entry, which we discussed. Whether that material has undergone any change or not, it will not check. It simply plans all the materials in the plant. Okay. Now next one is NETCH. It will plan only the materials which have undergone MRP relevant change. That means it will check for the planning file entry. Okay. Now the other one is NETPL. NETPL means it will plan all the materials but which have undergone a change in that particular planning horizon. Okay, so the planning will happen only within the planning horizon only. Okay, so this regenerative planning, nothing to show because it will plan all the materials. Simple. There is no nothing to discuss here. Okay, now the question is when this regenerative planning is used. This regenerative planning is used when you do MRP for the first time after the implementation. Only for the first time you will do it. Okay. Now the next one, NETCH and NETPL, we need to understand. Okay, so NETCH, what happens is, first NETPL will discuss. When we go to net change planning for planning horizon. Okay, so this planning horizon you will be configuring in the configuration in the MRP control parameters. So if you go to configuration, okay, so you go to OPPQ. Okay, plan parameters. In the plan parameters, if you go to plan 1000, okay, there will be a planning horizon. If you go here, for each plant they maintain a planning horizon. So here the planning horizon maintained as 100. This is always in days, 100 days. So this planning horizon is always from today's date to next 100 working days, next 100 calendar working days. It is always taken from today's date. Okay, now we will see how it will work. So now let me go back. Let me close all the sessions first. Okay, now let me take one of the finished product in the system. Okay, now let me take this 2094. Let me take. MD04202094, enter. Okay, so now here let me delete this production order. I'm just clearing everything up. Okay, I'm deleting the sales order also. Okay, I'm deleting this planned order also. Okay, now I'll enter some requirements now. I'll enter some requirements now. I'm entering forecast. Okay, I entered forecast till May 2017. Okay, enter. Now when I run MRP, you see what will happen. Okay, now while I'm executing MRP now for the same, what is the material now? 2094. Okay, now I am using the processing key. any TPL. Okay, so I am using the processing key any TPL, this one. Now when I use this, what happens is system will plan the requirements within the planning horizon. So our planning horizon is 100 days. So from today's date, which are there in the 100 days, those only will get planned. Okay, so you will see now what will happen. Okay, any TPL, enter. Okay, so now if you see here, if you execute, see it has planned only requirements up to 01/12/2016 only, up to 17, up to here. Okay, now the requirements which are in Jan, Feb, March, April, May, those are not got planned. So system has planned the requirements which are within the planning horizon. That means 100 days from today's date to next 100 working days. Okay, so that's what system will do. If you use any TPL. Okay, now if you do any TCH, it will plan everything, all the materials, all the requirements. It will not consider the planning horizon. So now I will execute MRP again. Now I will use any TCH. Okay, any TCH. Enter. Okay, enter. Okay, now if you execute, see, now all got planned. Everything got planned. Okay, so that is the difference between any TCH and any TPL. Okay, so hope you might have understood this difference. Okay, so that is the planning scope. Okay, now the next one we need to discuss is the create purchase requisitions. Okay, now the next one is the create purchase requisitions. Means here we have three options. One is purchase requisition, plan orders. So normally, as we discussed yesterday, for in-house production materials, for in-house production, system will normally generating a planned order. System will generate a planned order, so that you will be converting to production order. That we discussed. Production order. Okay, but in case of external procurement, now what to be generated, whether you want planned order, or whether you want purchase requisition, PR, which one you want, that is decided by here. Okay, if you enter 3, even though procurement type is F, in the material master, even though your procurement type is F, still system will generate planned order if you use option 3. Okay, if you use option 3, and if you use option 1, as usual it will be generating the purchase requisition. Okay, and if you want purchase requisitions only within the opening period, then within that opening period it will generate purchase requisition. Outside the opening period it will generate planned orders. Okay, so this indicator, this create purchase requisition indicator, this one is only applicable for externally procured materials. This create purchase requisition indicator which we are discussing, this is applicable only for the materials which are marked with procurement type F in the material master. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. Okay, so that opening period will be there in the scheduling margin key. So if you go to the MM02, there will be a scheduling margin key. Are you able to see scheduling margin key? The scheduling margin key we will be discussing in detail when we go to scheduling, but here there is an opening period maintained. Are you able to see opening period? This opening period is again in days. So within that opening period it will be generating the where I have came out of it. Okay, not a problem. Selection MD02. Yeah, so within that opening period, if you use the option 2, within this opening period it will be generating the planned orders. Outside the opening period it will be generating the purchase requisition. Okay, so system will read the scheduling margin key, what it is maintained, and then accordingly it will act. Okay, now the next one will be the after create purchase requisition, next one will be the schedule lines. The schedule lines again purely it comes under the scope of MM module. Okay, MM module, based on the MM consultant inputs, you need to set the indicator here. Okay, instead of generating the purchase requisition, sometimes they generate schedule lines. So if they want to generate schedule lines, you need to put 3. No schedule lines, you have to enter 1. Again, schedule lines in the opening period, you need to enter 2. Okay, so here if you want to use this, you need to take the help of your MM consultant. Of course, he only will guide you. What to enter over here. Okay, so now the next one is the create MRP list. This create MRP list we will be discussing in further classes. What is this MRP list, how it is generated, so that we will discuss. Okay, so this MRP list, basically whether you want to generate this MRP list or not, decided by here. So if you don't want to generate MRP list, you select option 3. If you want to generate MRP list, you select the option 1. And if you want to generate it based on the exception messages, you will be using 2. What is this exception messages? What is this MRP list? We will be discussing in the analyzing MRP results class. Okay, so that is what the MRP list. Now the next one is the planning mode. So this planning mode, what happens is you have 3 options. Okay, one is normal planning, and the other one is delete and recreate planning data. So here what happens is, let's say we'll take this one only. I'll remove all the requirements. We'll get confused. I'll put only 2. Okay, I'll enter once. Okay, now first I'll do MRP. Okay, I'll execute MRP once, MD02. Okay, I executed MRP. Now this is the situation. Okay, you have 2 requirements. And you got 2 planned orders. Now what is the planned orders numbers? 37646. 37646. One planned order number is 37646. Now the other planned order is 37647. Okay, these are the 2 planned orders we have. Now I'll change the requirement. Okay, I'll change it to 250. This I will change it to 300. Okay, now I change the requirement. Enter. Okay, I change the requirement. Now I'll do the planning run. With planning mode 1. Adapt planning data normal mode. Okay, so when I do this, you see what will happen. Okay, and I executed the MRP run again. Now if you go to the MD04 screen, what happened? Your planned order quantities got changed. But the planned order numbers remains the same. Are you able to see the planned order numbers? They are the same. Are you able to see? Your planned order number remains the same. Only thing is, based on the requirement, they got changed. The quantities got changed. Okay. Now, same situation. What I will do is, I'll use the indicator 3 now. Okay. When I use the indicator 3, delete and recreate planning data. So when you use these 3, what happens is, all the existing receipt elements will get deleted, and again they will be created freshly. Okay, so that is what delete and recreate planning data. Okay, so now if I enter, I entered the data. Now I executed MRP. Now if you go and see, I have not changed any requirement, but still these existing planned orders will go and the new planned orders will get created. If you see the planned orders numbers have got changed. These are our previous planned orders. Previous planned orders numbers are 37646, 37647, but now the planned orders numbers have got changed, even though I have not changed the requirements. So it will delete the entire data, planning data, and it will create freshly. Okay, so that is what the meaning of delete and recreate planning data. Okay, now the next one will be the scheduling. We will be discussing what is this basic date scheduling, what is this lead time scheduling. We will be discussing when we go to the scheduling topic in the production execution. That time we will be discussing. Okay, when we use 1, what system will do, what happens. When we use 2, what happens. All those things we'll discuss during scheduling part. Okay, these are the MRP control parameters. Okay, so now the next one is process control parameters. Okay, so the process control parameters here, the first one is also plan unchanged components. So when you are doing the planning run for this particular material, okay, even though this material planning situation is not changed, but if the components of this material, if at all they also got not changed, still you want to plan it, you will use this indicator. Okay, now the next one will be the display results before they are saved. This is what happens is, when you are running MRP, normally what's happening, system directly giving the log here, right? Now, but I want to see the results. I want to see the MRP results. So if you select this option, if I go ahead with 3, it will show the results of each and every material one after the other. So if I click on enter, see, it is showing the result of 2094 planning result. Now you save it. It will go to the next material. It will ask the next material of this particular BOM component of this 2094. It is asking, see, 2107. I want to see it. Continue. It will show the 2107 planning situation. Then you have to save it. Then 2094, 2108. Continue. It will show the result of 2108. Save it. Then it will show the result of 21. That means it will show the results of all the BOM level components, BOM components, one after the other. Okay. Then once continue. Now you will get the log. So you can see the results. You can see the results of the each and every metal, and you have to keep on saving it. That is what if you select display results before they are saved. Okay. Now the other next option is display material list. So now I want to see what are the metals planned during this MRP run. Okay. So if I do the MRP run again, if I use it with 3, if I select this option display material list, now once after completing the MRP run, you will get a button like this, material list. So if you click on this button, it will show what are the materials planned along with this material. So these are the materials planned. Okay, so you will get from here, you can navigate to that particular material list, results list. Okay, of course you can navigate like this. If you want to see the result of 2108, select that one, you go to select. It will take you to the planning result of that particular material. Okay, so you can see all the materials planned during this MRP run. Okay, so that is what the display results, display material list. Okay, now the other one is simulation mode. Simulation mode is nothing but like a trial MRP run. It's like a trial MRP run. So even though you run MRP, results will not get saved to the database. You have to save it manually. Okay, see. Log is not coming, display material list is coming. Now you have to save it, then only the results will get saved to the database. Otherwise it will not get saved to the database. It's like a trial MRP kind of thing, simulation MRP. Okay, just wait. No, I'll select again simulation mode, planning mode 3, enter. See, it is showing the results only, it's not saving it. Whenever you save it, then only it will get saved. So now you are getting the log. Okay. So this is how your what do you say, MRP process control parameters will. Out of this we will be discussing MRP list and scheduling in our further classes. Okay. So that is all about your process control parameters. Okay. So just give me 1 minute. Okay, so